Option Explicit, the one line of code every VBA developer should use. Imagine spending 3 hours trying to find a bug in your VBA application. You've checked your formulas, you've checked your logic, you've checked your database, and everything looks correct. Then you finally discovered the problem. You've accidentally typed customer name instead of customer name, one missing letter, and you've wasted 3 hours. The scary part is, VBA may not even tell you you've made a mistake, unless you are using one very important statement, and that is Option Explicit. Today we are going to learn why professional VBA developers never start a project without it, and how a single line of code can save you countless hours of debugging. Make sure to watch this tutorial to the end because I have a very special tip for you. Let's get started. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Raphael, and on this channel, we learn how to transform Excel from a spreadsheet application into a professional software development platform. In the previous episodes, we learned about variables and data types. Today, we are going to learn something that ties everything together. A tool that helps us avoid mistakes before they become problems. And that tool is Option Explicit. It may only be 2 words, but those 2 words can dramatically improve the quality of your VBA applications. Whether you are building school management systems, payroll systems, inventory systems, staff attendance systems, or POS systems, using Option Explicit is one of the first habits you should develop. What then is Option Explicit? Option Explicit is a statement that tells VBA that every variable must be declared before it can be used. Let's look at what that means. Without Option Explicit, VBA allows you to create variables accidentally. For example, deem student name as string. Student name is John Doe. This is correct. Look at this. Deem student name as string. Student name is John Doe. Notice the mistake. The letters are in the wrong order. Instead of reporting an error, VBA may create a completely new different variable behind the scenes. And now your program will behave incorrectly, and this type of error can be extremely difficult to detect. Why beginners struggle with Option Explicit? Most beginners assume VBA will warn them when they make mistakes. Unfortunately, that's not always true. Consider this example. Deem total sales as double. Total sales is 5,000 and total sales is 6,000. Compare the sales code. Can you spot the error? The second variable is missing the letter A instead of total sales. We accidentally wrote total sales. You can run the 2 codes to see the outcome. Without Option Explicit, VBA may treat this as a new variable and allow the run code to run. No error will appear, but your result becomes wrong. This is one of the most frustrating type of bugs because the code appears to work. And that's the hidden danger we face as amateur developers. Imagine you are developing a payroll system and you've calculated salaries for 500 employees. Everything appears normal, but somewhere in your code you've misspelled employee salary as employee salary. Now calculations may be correct, but reports may be inaccurate. Your payslip may then contain errors, all because of a simple typing mistake. This is exactly why professional developers use Option Explicit. To use Option Explicit, write it at the top of your model before declaring your variable. Example. Now VBA will become much stricter, and whenever you use a variable that has not been declared, VBA immediately reports an error. Instead of silently creating variables, VBA forces you to fix the problem. That's exactly what we want as developers. Let's look at an example. Now let's run our code. VBA immediately highlights student name and displays the error message, variable not defined. Why? This is because we have not declared the variable yet. Click on OK and exit. This time around, let's declare our variable and say dim as string and run the code once again. You will see that now the code ran, which means that the code is working correctly. If you accidentally make a spelling mistake, you are also prompted to fix it before your code can run. How Option Explicit improves your thinking. One of the biggest differences between beginners and professional developers is planning. Beginners often write codes as they think, but professionals think before they write code. Option Explicit encourages this discipline. Before using a variable, you must decide what is its name, what data type it will use, and what purpose it will serve. This leads to a cleaner and more reliable applications. Let's look at a real-world example from Rafina systems. Let's imagine we are building Rafina School Manager. We may say dim student name as string, dim student age as integer, dim student registration date as date, and dim school fees as double. Now imagine we've written hundreds of procedures and 1,000 lines of code. Without Option Explicit, one typing mistake could create a hidden bug in our program. But with Option Explicit, VBA will catch the mistakes immediately. This is one of the reasons professional business applications remain maintainable as they grow. Let's look at how to enable Option Explicit automatically. Here is the useful tip. Instead of typing Option Explicit every time you want to write a code, VBA can add it for you automatically. And to do this, open your VBA editor and go to Tools. Navigate to Options and check Required Variable Declaration. When you do this, anytime you insert a new model, Option Explicit will be written for you automatically. Now you see that it comes with Option Explicit written already. From now on, every new model automatically includes Option Explicit. This is one of the first settings I recommend for every new VBA developer. Sometimes beginners may say, but my code works without Option Explicit. Think of Option Explicit like wearing a seat belt. Most days you won't need it, but when something goes wrong, you will be glad it's there. Professional developers don't wait for problems, they prevent problems. As your application becomes larger, debugging it becomes more difficult. A project might contain multiple user forms, several modules, hundreds of variables, 1,000 lines of code. At that point, small mistakes become very expensive. This is where Option Explicit acts like an early warning system. It helps catch errors before even users see them. That's one of the reasons why professional VBA developers consider it immediately. Today you've learned what Option Explicit is, why VBA allows undeclared variables, the danger of typing mistakes, how Option Explicit prevents hidden bugs, how to enable automatic variable declarations, and why professional developers use it in every project. Although it's only one line of code, Option Explicit can save you countless hours of troubleshooting and debugging. It's one of the simplest habits you can develop and one of the most valuable. In the next episode, we are going to explore another important concept, and that is variable scope. You will learn where variables live, who can access them, and how professional developers manage data across large VBA applications. If you found this tutorial helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more Excel VBA development tutorials. And in the comment section below, answer this question. Do you currently use Option Explicit in your VBA projects? I'd love to hear your experience. Thank you for watching and see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.